Everything for young copy more year Parliament House, you copy more home dear, any MPP for more, and no more day in Sembi Atuja. Na everything for in Sembi na, and now on Monday Atuja, a bini say, Sisiano, ye ma quine na Ubia Soria, na ordinance Sembi abetu ho, Ubia Soria, no Avacania yene de Ubia Soria, Nesha say, Avacania no ebeto no dabi. Na ensamne nkomo twetwe ekoso no yenjobre na yentie ensamno enhwemu ye ankasa yewia ne obo bia ne so ebesan so ede abro ensam bebre eka ho
akwa neto Ghana fotrim no modo to aba edi the new patriotic party different by so ene say ni na ekoko ho sansem ya aba ya ene Ghana obi eka bia ya kokko akuafo for the first time in the history of this country Africa, every Western North, Abako border, so you demonstration say, abandoning no man in ye. Now, open one member of parliament for the new patriotic party. Ya koko sensemi watia sie no one who money in dear womb. Now, all but by what ya, the honorable Kojo Ponkroma MP for Francia Yiribi. What sex and sell my own say. The Ekoswono, it is as a result of one incompetence of the government, two incompetence on the part of the power di koko bodanim ya Dr. Randy Abbey. And when I NDC for the day, now as usual, instead of attacking the issues and the facts at hand, or more SSS or more air to Ayampia. But Ayampia to away there. The Bakrowan fan for ye, Baba Jama Kone, a deputy managing director in charge of operations. Cocoa marketing company, or not as I Eastern Regional Secretary of the NDC. What can send me the affair? The honorable Kojo Ponkroma home KFM. Now we are who say at the heat of the moment in some more kind, in Nasoni Muno. No person of fact, Nanka, or did Yatua and mind this in Peniphobia Eastern region to say, Yabapa, Fuswampo Fumo, Nanko, Mode Chopper, Kobara Chopper, Nani. The honorable Kojo Ponkroma straight away up Bowra High Court. I filed a rate of summons to a Chief Justice Yewra Bafo Bonnie, stamp Sisu Pine. Ya to say, a Kachuchi, you are the actual branch, and says, I want to me a mark court and five evidence. Make sense and several caraton, why, young fam mono, and Yaka Ketua. I mean, say it's going to serve as a moral lesson for all other NDC apparatiches. Say, dear, Nadia. The MPP no mo beko sabiu sembi abeka bia no bebua wa court na odi evidence akọ na wakoyi ho ano ene saying according to the court document abrantia me born din si efre no Baba Jama Kone eko OKFM to her court document now was say the defendant ya woye NDC ni ya woye deputy managing director operations at the Cocoa Marketing Company of Ghana. Now, as a regional secretary, demanded NDC over Eastern region. By virtue of the influential positions, Yamabuboy. One, or a public figure, the ensemble Babiano. People perceive it to be one authoritative, to be informing, to be capable of shaping the public opinion and public perceptions about issues and individuals. Say your father some lightly because baby I want any positions occupy no go for 80 no e de nsem eye adwuma ana court document ni kire say bosumi ayewom ya ne de to so dumiensa defendant eko afidi a yefe no OKFM so as a guest ya afidi a OKFM e kura nationwide listenership na circular global online streaming rich nipa dodo no an etie e wa fidi 10 times so na oba Ghana so nipa dodo no an etie because ya fidi a omo dwumadie no omo sha ase ache yi a omo grow to a certain standard. Now according to the court document e bra na nkomodie koso e wo dwumadie a na ekoso OKFM no e na brantie yi e kan sembi ya say according to court document. At the far, the honorable Kojo Ponkroma, or yet the plentiful home, ya na ye chi kasa. And you know, this is the chi transcription of Nsama branch and the kind. Or say, ye wo kromo ha, na opon kroma yara de China foko gu achemansa. a wɔsɛe kokomfuo de tu galamsey. Yɛwɔ kurom ha o. Ɛna ɔno ara de nkurɔfoɔ firi China kogu achemansa mansiri mu a. Na wɔre tu galamsey resɛe kokofuo. And the English translation is say, we were in this town when upon Nkrumah brought Chinese workers to Achemansa to destroy cocoa farms through galamsey. We were also here when he brought people to Achemansa to engage in galamsey on cocoa farms. The plaintiff, the Honorable Kojo upon Nkrumah says that the defendant deliberately presented the said statement as assertions of fact personally known to him and not as an opinion, a conjecture, or a political rhetoric. The plaintiff shall say that the defendant thereby accused the plaintiff of orchestrating, facilitating, or sponsoring illegal mining activities and operations that resulted in the destruction of cocoa farms and livelihoods in Achemansa. The court document the opportunity and say, and someone branch and coca, a walk FM. And someone now walk catch a say, O cra dance dear, said the honorable Ponkojo and Nkrumah, and the two sana moi. Kofa said, China for be go on one casanim potemon in Peswaso. Se cocoa fua, cocoa quiafoye, or monfa galamsey, MSM. One cassa. Sabi a yamanyo sam en kasa yebi nana woka. Nebo mo kasa wa kukodroso se obia. Okura evidence says the plaintiff shall say that illegal mining galamsey constitutes a serious criminal offense under the laws of Ghana and is widely condemned as an activity that devastates the environment, water bodies, agriculture, and the rural economies. Plaintiff avers that the words uttered by the defendant in their natural and ordinary meaning and by no innuendo meant and were understood to mean that A. The plaintiff is complicit in criminal illegal mining activities in Ghana. B. The plaintiff imported or deployed foreign nationals from China to engage in unlawful resource exploitation. C. The plaintiff abused high public office to facilitate environmental destruction. D. The plaintiff is corrupt, dishonest, and morally unfit for public office. E. The plaintiff is responsible for the destruction of cocoa farms and the livelihoods of farmers in his constituency. F. The plaintiff is an enemy of the national interest and unworthy of public confidence. The plaintiff categorically denies each and every allegation and states that their accusations are wholly false, baseless, reckless, and malicious. The plaintiff further avers that both parties are prominent political figures originating from the eastern region of Ghana and that the alleged misconduct was said to have occurred within the same region, thereby magnifying the credibility and damaging the impact of the publication. The defendant's assertion that we were in this town, conveyed to listeners that the alleged acts were personally witnessed, locally verifiable, lending the false allegations an appearance of authenticity and immediacy. The plaintiff states that as the sitting member of parliament for that particular constituency of Fuasi Ayiribi, comprising significant cocoa growing communities, the allegations portray him as a betrayer of his own constituents and a destroyer of their economic lifeline. The plaintiff shall say that the defendant made the statement without any investigation, verification, or reasonable grounds for belief in their truth. The plaintiff avers that the defendant knew the allegations were false or was recklessly indifferent as to their falsity and the grave harm they would have occasioned. The plaintiff shall say that the publication was actuated by malice, political hostility, or improper motive that was calculated to inflict maximum reputational damage on the plaintiff. The plaintiff avers that the defamatory statements were broadcast live on OKFM radio. It was streamed live on social media and later distributed via WhatsApp. The plaintiff shall say that by reason of his prior career as a prominent media practitioner, the said publication has had an especially devastating impact, as allegations transmitted through media channels are accorded heightened credibility and prominence in the public domain. The plaintiff says that the false allegations directly undermine the very professional standards of the truth and accountability that define his media career, thereby compounding the reputational injury. In particular, the plaintiff has sustained severe damage to his personal, professional, and political reputation locally, internationally, and nationally. Emotional distress, anxiety, humiliation, and mental anguish. Public ridicule, contempt, hostility, and derision. Erosion of public trust among constituents, political stakeholders, and the electorate. Impairment of diplomatic, professional, governmental, and institutional relationships developed over many years of hard work and service. Disruption of family life, privacy, peace of mind, and personal well-being. Widespread reputational injury across traditional and digital media platforms where the allegations have been reproduced and archived. Exposure to unwarranted criminal suspicion and association with illegal mining activities and lasting harm with profound political and social consequences. The plaintiff further avers that the said injuries are aggravated by the defendant's high public office, the authoritative manner